It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.
KGFRocks.com, Conjugal Visits. Good evening, hello, and welcome to the show. Yeah. Hey, listen, everybody who's listening right now, and I know there's a few of you out there that started the show right off the bat. You want to listen to it live and all that. It's really great, but tell all your friends to tune in because we are going to break the 6,000 listen mark tonight. We are going to break it tonight.
Break it like the wind.
We're going to break it like the wind. Yep, break it like the wind. No question.
I think I'm echoing again. God damn it.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
No, how comes I can hear my voice?
You can no, maybe not. Maybe you are echoing. You hear me okay?
I hear you perfect, man.
Well, that's just because I'm perfect.
I won't touch that.
You can't touch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I won't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
we wanted to break that 6,000 mark. That'd be an accomplishment. That'd be awesomeness. That would
awesome
be
sauce.
That would be phenomenal. We've been doing this for almost 5 years, man.
We have, yeah.
Yeah. We did it for 2 years on the Mayhem, and we've done it 3 years here. We're going on the third year. Yeah.
These 3 years have been better, though.
Oh, much better. Much better shows. Much better. I mean, folks, I don't know. It's just me, and I'm prejudiced. But I got to tell you, we've had some really fantastic shows that
right.
No one can hold a candle to. I mean, they can't touch us.
I mean, we've had some pretty shitty ones, too. But...
Well, yeah, we've had some pretty shitty shows, but we've had some really good shows, too. I mean, the one all about sex was just hilarious. And, folks, you just have no idea.
Right.
Let's try this, man. It's that loud, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay, hang on a second. Let me see if I can crank this down just a little bit. I'll bring Skype down. How's that?
I don't know. Let me talk. No. Still bad.
Still bad, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the first day I DJ'd where I forgot to shut the headset off. So I'm talking and my voice was coming through the headset and it was horrible.
Oh, you're not listening. You're not listening to the live show then, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not listening to the live show.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Maybe it'll dissipate.
I'll just get used to it, and it doesn't matter. But anyways, we were talking about before we got on the air about how cable sucks these days.
Oh yeah, cable is dead, folks. I just got I'm going to share. I just got one of them there smart TVs. Smarter than me, and that fucking TV is smarter than me. I mean, come on, stop it. And it
no
just,
comment.
It does everything. And why do I need to pay that astronomical price for cable?
Well, you don't. And I haven't paid for cable in a couple of years, and we all are fine. I mean, I got Netflix and Hulu. I pay like $20 a month compared to like almost $200 a month we were paying.
Right.
And nobody watched all those channels anyways.
Can you get live football, your home team and stuff?
Well, if you get on Hulu, you can if you get the package. There's a different package. So if I don't, but what I do is I have the Google Chromecast, so I find the football game online and then just cast it to the internet or to the TV. I've watched every single Bills game without fail. So you can find things on the internet that are movie channels and whatever, and they're totally legal.
Oh, okay.
There is illegal ones too, but
Oh well, those would be the ones that I'd want to watch, the illegal ones.
no, I mean illegal. Like you're watching illegal movies that you're not supposed to. Like you should be paying for them.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of free services, like one called Crackle, and there's another one. You should have these on your smart TV. They're free movie channels.
Voodoo movies.
Those are the ones that you got to pay.
There's one on there that's free. There's a couple on there that are free.
There is some free ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course you've got your YouTube where you don't have to subscribe to get videos.
Nope.
And then they've got Hulu and of course Netflix and HBO Movie, and those are all premium ones. Those are the ones you have to pay for. So you get to pick and choose which ones you pay for.
But that's the good part about it, though, is when you had like cable, you couldn't just pick and choose. I want TBS or this or that. And
I'm definitely going to get me one of them. Their posts where you plug it in and you go through your Wi-Fi and you have to jailbreak it and stuff. I'm going to get one of them. I'm going to get one of them there, and that way I can get Korean TV through that. I can get North Korean TV. And, I would want to. I would want to watch ping pong. I mean, it doesn't bother. That's their national sport.
What's that? Ping pong? Yeah.
Yeah. They lost in the World Championships in Beijing, and when the guys got back, he executed them with an anti-aircraft gun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's much less painless than what Saddam Hussein did to his soccer team.
Right.
And he hung them up by their toes and shit.
Well, not only did he just do that, but he also imprisoned them in horrible conditions for a while.
Yeah, for a while. And then he said, "Now get your ass out there and play soccer." Right, like I'm going to do that. First free country I go to, I'm out of here, dude.
Right. See, here if you're in sports, you can do whatever you want.
You can take a knee.
Right.
Did you hear today? Vice President Pence left the stadium after the 49ers took a knee for the national anthem.
I don't know if you can hear me, but there you go to Mike Pence. Give him some applause because he gained more respect for me by doing that.
Yeah, I think so too. And a number of fans left, is what the report says. A number of fans left.
And Colin Kaepernick says if someone picks him up, he will stand for the national anthem. Oh, you're the one that started all this shit. Now,
yeah. Now you're gonna renege there, Mr. Entitlement. I mean, stop it. Just fucking stop it. His parents. He was adopted, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. He was raised by white parents.
He was raised by white parents. Talk about social injustice. He's not serving the African American people at all by doing what he's doing.
Mm-mm. I mean, no, he wasn't, because he wasn't crying about in social injustice or police brutality. He used that as a scapegoat to get himself in the media, hoping he would get picked up by another team, and it totally
backfired.
It totally backfired on him. You know.
Yeah, nobody picked him up. They said, we don't want your happy ass here.
Well, and it's not because of what he did. It's because he sucks. He's not a good quarterback.
He's not very good at all. No. I mean, he's mediocre at best.
I don't even say he's mediocre anymore. I mean, I think he had one good season, and then all of a sudden he was a piece of shit. It was weird.
Right. Well, have you noticed that the teams that are taking a knee are taking a beating on the field?
Sure, because the other teams are getting pissed.
Yeah. They're taking it out on them. They're getting psyched up for it.
And they should, because you know what? This is bullshit now, and it's like, end this bull crap.
Yeah. Well, we had a black hockey player raise his fist during the national anthem.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Raise your fist if you want to. Just don't take a knee. Right. If that's what you believe in, that's fine with me. That's not really a protest.
No.
I think that raising your fist, black power, okay, you know what? You're a racist. Now we know. Because you don't like white folks, you're a racist. It works both ways, fuckhead.
It does, but it doesn't.
It works both ways. No, to them it doesn't, but to us it does. And we know racism when we see it, and that's racism.
Racism comes in. There's racists all colors.
Yeah,
there's people that are racist against Muslim, people against Hispanics. There's racism everywhere.
Yeah,
it's just no.
It doesn't matter. Racism is racism, no matter what it is. And you all can have it. And that's what this whole thing is all about. And actually, it's going to backfire. It's going to go away. And NBC, and I got to give kudos for the first time in a long time. For the first time in a long time, NBC is not going to show the national anthem. They would rather not show the national anthem than to show these guys on their knees.
No.
The only time I want to see someone on their knees is,
Right.
And,
Yeah. Well, you don't put your hand over your heart. That's fine. But stand.
But stand. And stand
Right.
still.
Right.
Stand still. I stood up at the bar last night. When was it? Yeah, it was last night. We went to see the Blues play. We went to this bar named Center Ice, and it's all decked out, for hockey and stuff. And they make their own. It's a microbrewery, so they make their own brewery, their own beer. And we went there last night, and I stood for the national anthem.
Good.
And I took my hat off and the whole 9 yards. I didn't care.
Yeah,
I stand
week,
for the national anthem no matter where I am.
Yeah, last week I had the football game and I heard the national anthem and I was taking a dump, man. I stood right up. Yeah.
You lying motherfucker.
No, yeah,
then you had to take a shower to clean up, right?
Yeah. let it crustify.
Down
Peel
your
it off.
leg. Down your leg.
No, but it's true. I do, and I'm like, all kidding aside, I was a soldier, you were a sailor. Maybe the things mean different to us than they mean to other people, but I've always, don't use your country as a tool to gain notoriety or social injustice, whatever. Go pay for the inner city schools that don't have books. Go down there and spend your money, big shit talkers.
Well, let me tell you, let me say this about that. As far as Super Bowls are concerned, the national anthem in some of those games was better than the fucking game.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm just saying, you're all making millions of fucking dollars, and you're talking about this and that. Go get these kids off the street. Spend some of your big money. Put your money where your mouth is, and shut the fuck up.
Sports equipment, and get the kids back to playing sports again.
Right.
I mean, seriously, let's get them back to the way. But dude, I played baseball, I played football, I played hockey. I mean, I played it all, and I was no good at any of it, but I did it.
Right. You don't need to be good at it.
But I wasn't any good at football. Right. To be honest, I was afraid of the hit. I really was. I was. I was a big pussy. I was afraid of the hit. I didn't like to be hit. I would prefer not to be in tackle football.
Actually, I liked it.
You liked it? You enjoyed being hit?
Well, I played defense, so getting hit was part of the game, and I also played defense in hockey, too, so, it was always
right.
Especially in hockey when I played, not the sissy hockey they got now where they don't touch each other.
Right.
We fought and we did all kinds of things.
Safety. I played defensive safety.
Yeah.
So I would cover pass routes and stuff like that. But rarely did they come up with any passes my way. I did intercept one pass.
They'd be like, oh, shit, it's going towards him. Fuck.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
I fucking grabbed the ball, and I got clobbered pretty good. Yeah. And the guy tackled me and shit, and I said, okay, well, I got through that. And then it got exciting, and by the end of the season, I was ready to quit. Because it just beat the hell out of me, man. I was so sore. I had bruises all over my body.
I was never like a starter on the football team in school. I mean, I played a couple of games here and there. But for a while, I was on the baseball team until we got a new coach, and he told me if I catch a ball, I was in left field. He said, if you catch a ball Willie Mays style again, you're on the bench. I said, yeah, okay, whatever. And next series, we go out there, and there it is, basket catch. He's like, sit. And he made me sit for like 3 games.
Right.
That was bullshit, asshole. I'll punch you in the face now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys are all dead now, though, right?
I know. I'm only 43. I hope not.
Yeah. I'm only 43.
I'm sure. I don't even know. I know one of my teachers. He was my American history teacher. He shot and killed his wife, who was a math teacher, and then killed himself.
Oh, what a dork.
Yeah, he was my favorite teacher too, because he would say, "I give a fuck if you're here. I give a fuck if you're not. But you failed the exam, you repeat the grade." You know.
Right.
So, and it was cool because he really didn't care if you didn't show up to class. He wouldn't mark you nothing. He wouldn't even send an absence slip in or whatever. But that's why people went to his class.
Yeah, so they could fuck off.
Well, not so they could fuck off, just because he was a cool teacher. He didn't
Right. What was
pester
he? What
you.
did he teach?
American history.
Oh well, yeah. American history teachers are a different breed than other teachers.
They are.
They are. They are. They know what they're teaching is boring to a lot of the kids,
They also
and
know
they
what they're teaching is partial bullshit.
yeah, and they also know that it's some of it's bullshit, but it's something you're going to need to know
Right.
when you take a test. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they do. They know that it's all horseshit.
He
A
was
lot of it's
also
horseshit.
the economics teacher, and you had to start a business for the semester. So we
Get that?
started a fake weed business, and he was actually impressed with the whole thing, and he gave us an
Really?
A on the project. Yeah.
Nice,
Well, he
nice.
he was an old hippie from the '60s
Did he
anyway,
get in
so
the circle with you, man? Like on the
yeah.
'70s show, get in the circle
Nah,
with you?
he would. All right, who would if you? Okay, if you were in the '70s show,
Yeah.
which who would you be?
Oh, I'd be Red Foreman.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say that, but if you had to be somebody in the circle, who would you be?
Somebody in the circle, I would be Foreskin. I would be Eric.
Eric.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would be Eric. I'm not.
I'd
No, I'm not. I was always the one. Yeah, no. See, my life was like the '70s show. We used to
I'd
get
be
high in my
I'd be
basement all
I'd
the
be
time.
Hyde.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we used to get high in the basement. My mom would come downstairs and do the laundry while we're getting high, just like
Yeah.
they do on the '70s show. I mean,
Right.
they're a bunch of stoners. The whole show.
Right.
One
But
of the
you'd
best
never seen
sitcoms.
them smoke it one time.
No, but see, the first three seasons they didn't actually have smoke in the background, but
Right.
after
Right.
that they started showing the smoke. They did the
Right.
smoke machine in the background after that because people would say, "Well, where's the smoke, man?"
Well,
And
well,
sometimes you could look in like Kelso's eyes, or
I was just going to say that. Yep.
they look stoned, man.
I'm
Yeah,
sure some of them were real sessions.
yeah.
Here's the thing. You have Tommy Chong on the set too.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
He's the dealer. He was the one who was supplying everybody with the weed they needed.
But I will say that Red and Kitty are my favorite TV parents ever.
Oh yeah, yeah. Compared to any of them out there,
And
they are the best.
I used to think my favorite parents were Mike and Carol Brady.
Not me. I thought they were pussies when it came to
Oh,
their kids.
no, I loved Mr. Brady, especially when I found out he was sleeping with Greg. Oh no, she was sleeping with Greg. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they would be. I also liked. I don't know. I think those are the only TV parents I like.
Oh, I liked Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
he was cool.
Cunninghams were
The
the
Cunninghams were
Cunninghams.
cool.
Yeah,
Cunninghams were cool. They were all in the '50s and shit, though. I wasn't.
Roseanne and Dan.
Rosanna. Oh yeah, definitely them. They're
Yeah,
they're good parents.
yeah. The
You know.
the Tool Man and his wife.
Yeah. Yeah. Tool Man. Yeah, Tool Man was good. They were good parents.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then you
he
have
was.
there was. That's what I always like. There's always been shows about the parents are always good. Let's have a show where the parents just suck, and there is one, and it's on HBO, and I forgot the name of it, but William H Macy's in it, and the parents are just horrible, and the kids actually raised a family in this. So it's more like that's probably more realistic than I remember watching like Leave It to Beaver and be like, that's not my fucking house. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just too saturated and sugary, and people sleeping in different beds, and this echo is fucking driving me insane.
Driving you insane. Why?
Yes.
Why is it driving you insane?
I feel like I just want to jump out the studio window right now. That's how bad it is.
The echo. All right.
Only when I talk though.
Only when you talk. Well, maybe while we're take our break, you can unplug your mic and plug it back in and see if that corrects the problem.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, we'll try it again because it took us a couple of times to hook up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're retarded sometimes.
yeah, yeah. We're retards.
Yeah, we are.
But we lost an artist this week.
Yes, we did.
We lost Mr. Tom Petty.
And
Tom,
that's, you know what, that was a shock to a lot of people. And it's like, why? I mean, I love Tom Petty, but I don't think the guy was in the perfect health form.
yeah. No, he
I
was
mean,
no, he was in his 60s. I mean, he was in his 60s. No question about it. He was that tour took it all out of him, I think. And I
now,
think he just
unless you're
kicked
the
his
Rolling
ass.
Stones, which I think made a deal with the devil to stay around forever,
Yeah.
uh, they don't seem like they get much older each year, and they don't seem like they slow down.
Well, they're both. I mean, they're all off the dope now, and I think
Right?
that was the only thing that saved them. Even Keith Richards is off the dope now, so the heroin anyway. I don't know if they still smoke the weed. I know Paul McCartney still smokes pot.
Yeah, and I think Richards does too. I don't think Jagger does anything.
No, Mick is pretty clean, pretty
Yeah.
clean. But they just they're a different type of band. They are when they go on tour, they do these big shows, but they don't do a whole lot of them anymore.
No, they
You
don't
know what
need
I'm
to.
saying? When they go, they don't need to. They can go to regions instead of cities,
Right.
and they can play like New York, Chicago, St. Louis, or Kansas City. Rather, they'd rather play Kansas City. I know they would, and then they move on to Denver and then Los Angeles, and they're done.
Right.
And it used to be they'd hit every fucking city in America.
Oh yeah.
They'd go Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland, St. Louis, Kansas City, Mobile, Alabama, and they would go to all these cities, and it wouldn't make a difference to them. But now they go in front of 300,000 fucking people, and they made their money, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and they used to go, like you said, everywhere. But this last time is the first time they didn't come to Buffalo, or did they? No, they did come to Buffalo. Yeah.
Mick and the boys, yeah,
Yeah, and I missed it. That's what it was.
yeah. I've seen them. I've seen them twice.
I seen them once.
You seen them once. I've seen them
Yeah.
twice. I saw them at RFK Stadium in Washington, and then I
Mm.
saw them here in St. Louis for the Steel Wheels tour.
I saw them for not Steel Wheels. What was it? It was a '96, whatever that tour was.
Oh, okay, yeah, the final tour or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw
96.
them real late. I had tickets to see them in '81, but I was like 7, and my father said no.
Mick and the boys. Yeah, things get rowdy there, man.
Yeah.
They get pretty rowdy. When you don't ever. I learned a lesson the hard way. You don't ever play Rolling Stone songs at a wedding when you're a DJ.
Yeah.
Because it'll start a fight. There will be a fight because there's animosity out there. Sometimes you can feel the animosity, other times you can't. But there's always animosity at the wedding, don't you think? I mean, you've been
Most
doing this a
times.
long time. Most of the time, you can feel the animosity at that wedding.
Yeah,
Somebody's
everybody's
pissed
on the
off.
verge of losing it.
Somebody's gonna fucking get punched, you know, and you can almost feel it. I was at a wedding that I knew. Have you ever done a wedding? Let me ask you this: have you ever done a wedding where you just knew this was not going to work out?
Oh yeah. There's not many weddings that I've played at that people are still married, and it's funny because I've been doing this since '92, and I think I could tell you there's more people that got divorced than are still together.
Right,
And
right.
it's just people don't stay together anymore. It's weird, you know.
That's true. That's
I
true.
mean,
Very
I mean,
true.
how I'm lucky. I've been with mine for 25 years, and I hope it lasts forever. I mean, but some people it takes longer to find that one, you know.
Right.
And you should like if it doesn't work out, you shouldn't stay married just because you got married. If you don't like each other, don't stay married. That's retarded.
That's true.
You know, it's
Yeah.
just stupid. And not only that, it's destructful and dangerous.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely is.
So
Are you messing with your mic?
yeah, I am. Yeah. But I'm just trying to get rid of that echo myself. And now you made me lose my train of thought. God damn it! I don't. So what's going on in the world of the free?
The free. Well, I got a new TV today, and and we also got one of them there um, sticks. What are they called? The fucking boomsticks or whatever.
Fire stick?
No, for the sound. I got a
Oh, sound bar.
sound bar with a yeah. It comes with a woofer and stuff, and it's really cool. And
A boomstick.
yeah, whatever the fuck it is. But
That's
it
like
don't
a
work
shotgun.
because surprisingly, the TV I got doesn't have fucking doesn't have Bluetooth. So now I got to go get a cable for it,
Oh, that sucks.
and it didn't come with a cable. I said, "What the fuck?" Over.
What whatever HDMI or whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah. I thought
Yeah.
it would have it, so it didn't have it.
Be careful when you buy those. Don't buy the cheap ones. They fucking are ridiculous.
Right? No,
Don't
I'm not
buy a mid grade one. Don't get if it's like $2, you don't want it.
right. I want to get something that's worth the money because it won't sound right. I want it to sound
No,
right.
it won't.
Okay.
What's that?
Yeah. No question.
What was that beeping?
That was Facebook. Actually, I was gonna go ahead and we were gonna take a break and bring in Jim
Okay.
as our guest. Jim Toth is our guest tonight. He's drummer. It's been a while since we've had a drummer on, and he's a drummer from a band called Uncalled For, and a former member of White Noise. And we had them on many moons ago when we were still with Mayhem. They came on my show, and then they came on the Conjugal Visits. So when I did have the cables,
Right.
so really interesting guest. He knows his music, and maybe we'll all learn something tonight. So stay tuned for coming up. But we're going to do a quick tribute here to Mr. Tom Petty. And I was gonna later on. I'll be doing some music from what Uncalled For does in their set. But right now, I'm gonna do a Tom Petty song. Here Comes My Girl, and it's one of my favorites from Mr. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And there'll never be any more, Guido.
Never again.
Never again. Won't come around here no more.
Yeah, I forgot what I said before. Oh, he's good. I remember. I was supposed to say, and he's finally backing down. That's what I was supposed to say.
Oh, he
Right,
finally
my bad.
backed down. Yeah, and he finally backed down. Yeah. Let's keep rocking. KGFRocks.com and Mr. Tom Petty. The
Yeah.
late, great Tom Petty. What a drag, man.
What a great songwriter. Wow.
Oh, yeah. What a great songwriter. And
He's a very under appreciated songwriter. You know,
I think so. I think so.
He's written so many songs that touch people on a lot of different levels. You know, because for the complexity and some of they're easy songs that were complex. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know,
and
they
it
were
told
just
stories too.
Sure.
a lot of people.
He was definitely influenced by Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
I bet you there's a lot of people out there that used to think that he was singing right to them, that he was telling their story, you know? So many different people, and the different stories that he told through his music, and really talented guy, man. Really talented guy.
What a shame. What a shame.
What a shame. Welcome to the show, Jim. How you been, man?
Hey, Todd. Nice to be here. I've been very, very busy.
You've been
Really
very
busy.
busy. Yeah, the band been doing well. You guys got lots of gigs coming up, or what?
Yeah, we do. We just did a outdoor show at a new pub called Bentley's Pub and Grub. It was pretty cool. It was outside. The weather during the day was scaring us, but
Right.
you know, it was like weird. We got the equipment down there and it cleared up. It was like, yeah.
Let's
So,
rock.
yeah, we did
yeah.
it turned out great. It turned out
Good.
great.
Great.
And then we're playing at we play at West County bowling lanes every second Friday of each month.
Nice. You hear that, folks?
And we
They're
actually
playing at a bowling.
we actually set up on the bowling lanes. They got a stage.
Cool.
Stop it! Get out of here! Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah,
I got to go
yeah.
videotape that for YouTube. I got to put that on
And there's
YouTube.
people, get this, there's people bowling on side of us.
Oh,
as
yeah,
they're
while you're
playing.
playing. Really? Man, that might be
Yeah.
fun as hell. Where's this at? What bowling alley is this at?
West County Lanes in off Manchester, right before Clarkson.
Okay. Well, folks out there in St. Louis know where that is, but out there in the world, they probably don't know where that is. But that's awesome, man. That's like that's like having railroad tracks going through a baseball field. It's kind of like
I had people say, "Wow, they're bowling right next to you and a couple lanes over. Don't you get distracted or keep out of time?" It's like, no, no, you just kind of focus. It's weird, but yeah, you focus.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Hey, it sounds like it would be a fun time.
Yeah, I mean, you put a bunch of bowlers out there playing classic rock and stuff like that, and just rocking it out, man. Yeah, that's killer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that is killer. That's a great concept. The guy that bowling is the place packed usually.
What's that?
How many folks are usually there while you're there? I mean, they got full
Well,
lanes
I've
and
noticed
everything?
in the summer it's really, really busy.
Yeah.
But I've noticed towards when the kids go back to school, it kind of dies out.
Is there a lot of women there?
Maybe some.
Maybe some. Yeah.
Do you strike out with them? Oh, I just was waiting to put that in there.
Oh, you're bad. You're bad. Did you strike out? How about a spare?
Strike out is.
How about a spare?
Yeah.
Give me a spare, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Spare me is right.
Spare me, babe. Spare me.
Yeah.
You ever afraid that somebody's going to throw a ball and it's going to get out of control and land up on the stage with you, man? I mean, that would be my...
I've had some people slip and fall where they thought it was, they put that sand sort of where you walk on the lane and bam, you're down.
Yeah.
You're down fast.
I've been there.
Yeah, it knock you right on your ass.
No, I've been a bowler for like 20 some years, and only the last few years have I not fell, because usually alcohol and stairs and concentration doesn't mix.
Yeah,
and
an 18-pound bowling ball and alcohol sometimes just doesn't mix. Right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
But now, I'm too old now to do that shit. So now I overdose on the food.
Overdose on the food. Yeah, you're eating fucking cheese sticks and shit while everybody's bowling. Oh, these are good. I think I'll have another fucking beer. Let me have another beer over here. Give me another fucking beer.
I don't waste a beer. No.
Wow.
But,
it makes me
cool.
think about the movie Roadhouse. In the beginning, where they got the chicken wire around the band and shit, and people throwing beer bottles at the fucking band and shit. I get this image of people throwing their fucking bowling balls at you and shit. And
it is a different concept. It's like, wow, only this place thought of this. I'm surprised the other bowling lanes didn't follow.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, that's a great idea. And then you're only taking up a couple of lanes, right?
Yeah, the stage probably covers, I'd want to say 3 lanes.
3 lanes, okay.
So
well,
3 or 4 lanes, yeah. And it's nice, We set everything up. It's
How are the
and we got
how
go
are
out there
the
and rock.
acoustics? How are the acoustics in there?
They're horrible.
They're bad.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He needs to put in new ceilings for you.
Yeah, there is no acoustics. The sound goes everywhere.
The sound is just everywhere. Oh, that's
yeah. It's so big,
Right.
Like
right.
It's not like you're backed up in a wall and you got walls that project. This is like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we make do though.
So Jim, tell me something, man. How long you been doing this music thing?
I've been thinking about that myself. I lost count.
Yeah.
I started when I was like 5 or 6 on coffee cans.
Oh, okay.
And I started listening to the Partridge Family, you know, and it escalated, and then the Stones and the Beatles, and you know, it just kept going. CCR, and it's like, wow. And then it got into the heavier, more progressive stuff, and I just kept learning and learning and learning and learning, and
the Montrose, and Humble Pie, stuff like that. Yeah, so you're
Uriah Heep,
sweet,
Black Sabbath, of course.
Right.
You know,
right, and then it went into the '80s, and of course you had to follow the music. So it's pretty tough to do, man. You've been through what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe seven generations of music. Generations of music, because that's about how many generations it's been since the late '60s. I mean, there was the hippie thing, and then there was the progressive rock thing, the psychedelic thing, and then there was the rock pop, and it was disco, and all of that crap, and transforming over the years. You've had to do that. It never gets boring, does it?
No, because I've been in so many projects, and to tell you the truth, I'm blessed because every project, I always learn something new.
That's cool.
You know? I always do. I'm always learning. Yeah. And that's what keeps me going, you know?
I got to tell you, if you ever watched The Drummer, Guido, if you've ever watched The fucking Drummer, man, this guy here.
I never have.
This guy here works harder than any drummer I've ever seen. I mean, he's got the fucking sweat flying, the drumsticks are pounding, and he's just all in it. And I think that just speaks volumes about your commitment to music. And
I get a big heart, you know. I love it. I love performing.
Yeah. And who were some of your drummer influences when you were growing up?
That's a good question, Todd. That's a very good question. What age are we talking about here?
Well, when you were a kid, we're talking. I guess.
Why don't you just go through the full spectrum? Start from when.
Start from the beginning. I mean, who inspired you to play the drums in the first place?
It was God. Like I said, the CCR, the Beatles, a little bit when I was little, but Yes came, and Alan White, and Bill Bruford, which were 2 drummers of Yes, inspired me. Carl Palmer, and of course Neil Peart, and then it just kept going, you know.
Right.
God, and John Bonham, and then Alex Van Halen. You know, it keeps going.
Yeah,
it's different stages in your life too, because same thing with me, playing guitar, this, that, and I started off as like Ace Frehley as my starting point, but then I worked my way up, up to the other things, and then found things that from the past that were good. So I think you identify with somebody right off the bat, but doesn't mean that has to be the only that you listen to.
Yeah, I was lucky enough as a young squire, so to speak, to actually, listen to like Yes and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and that progressive style. And then Rush came, and it's like, that was my inspiration. And I wasn't listening to the simplicity of other bands. I was generating from that. And I think that's what makes me now, as I grew older with music.
Right.
So I'm kind of blessed with that,
And also, like the older you get, like when you're really young, you'll hear a sound and, that sounds cool. But as you get older and you start playing music and doing things, you realize what people are doing are different. Oh, that's really hard to do. That's good. When you're younger, you might not notice that.
Right. Exactly.
So as you get older,
I don't think you ever become a full-fledged musician. You're like you said, you're always learning, you're always being
always,
influenced.
always constantly learning something new.
Right.
Whether in this band I'm in now, Uncalled For, which I love, bunch of great guys, Roy Ulrich, Mike Morey, and Dave Bohannon. I played in a band back in the '83, band called Challenger with Dave Bohannon, and here we are now, 2017 in a band together. I think, it's like, wow, how does this happen?
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
You go with who
It's
you know,
amazing.
right? You go with what you know, and then you learn from each other, and that helps to expand your horizon. And
Yes.
that's what keeps you in the band, right?
You couldn't have said it any better. Expanding your horizons is right. Yeah.
Okay. If
Right.
you learn something,
I always thought it.
Go ahead, Guido.
No, I was just saying is, playing music and that I think if anybody is one-dimensional, like you say, you listen to progressive, this and that. But I think if you only listen to progressive and only play progressive music, you wouldn't be as good a musician as you think you are. You know what I mean? And
yeah, because you're zeroing in on that one thing.
Right. Like I got friends who are guitar players who, like, they play, oh, this is my style. Well, that's all you're going to be then, man. I mean.
Yeah. There's nothing like There's nothing like a one artist, and that's why That's why I'm more in line with bands like you're in. Who, okay, if you're going to be a cover band, call it what it is. You're a fucking cover band, right?
Exactly.
And let's pay tribute to all rock and roll. Now,
Correct.
I've been pretty close with a lot of the tribute bands here in St. Louis, Red, and of course all of the guys over on the Pink Floyd set, and then you've got I've been in with a lot of these guys that do these tribute bands, and that's all good and well, but they're stuck in one style. They know who they are, and I think
you're limited.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, there's songs that you
No,
would
you
never
are.
do. There's songs that if you want to be a tribute band, okay, that's fine. But get up there and play the stuff that they would never play in concert. Play the stuff that band would never play in concert. Play the B-side instead of the A-side.
Speaking of that, Todd, you know what that reminds me of? White Noise.
White Noise, exactly. I mean, when you
The
think
stuff-
about
yeah.
the stuff that nobody else would dare play live, and it's not the hit that's on the fucking radio all the fucking time. Okay, I Can't Drive 55. You play that, but you won't play Plain Jane. I mean, if you want to be a true tribute band, then do what the I can't think of their name right now. The band that does the the AC/DC. They play some of the stuff. AZDZ. They played when we had Angus on last Sunday.
Scott,
last week.
Did you have Scott?
And
yeah.
They play a couple of songs in their set. Of course, they play all the hits, but they play a couple of songs in their set that aren't the hits, and those are the songs that I look forward to hearing. Even the Rush.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is we live in a society of hits. Just like you listen to terrestrial radio, they're only playing the A side. So same thing with a tribute band. Nobody but you is going to go see them if they don't play the hits.
Well, no, but they'll play the hits, but you've got to at least throw a couple in there that they would never play in concert. I mean,
but you live in a society where radio tells you what's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of people just sponge off that. Okay, they play this on the radio, so it must be good, and don't listen to those B-sides. Unlike I do, and you do, all of us probably do. When I got an album, even I didn't care what the single was. I listened to at least the first time from beginning to end without skipping a song. At least listen through the whole thing once. But nobody even buys full-length albums anymore.
That's true. They pay their 99 cents and they get their one song and they move on. It's a one-hit wonder. There are more one-hit wonders today than there ever was in the history of music. And there were a lot of one-hit wonders out there, but lately, that's what we're getting, folks. We're getting one-hit wonders out there.
Yeah,
It's
not like the '70s where you'd throw an album on, and every song was good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
album-oriented rock is dead.
Yeah, totally
Yeah.
dead. Totally
It's
dead.
totally dead, and it's a shame.
sad.
It's
It
real
is
deep
sad.
sad. And it sucks that even some of the artists that are from yesteryear are doing this one single thing release. No,
Yeah, well, they
stop
have to
it.
keep
That's
up.
not you.
They have to keep
Yeah,
up.
right.
The concept band like Yes, or like there's hundreds of them out there.
Yeah.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Jethro Tull, Pink Floyd, the original Pink Floyd, the beginning of Pink Floyd. I mean, when you listen to their album, you don't turn it off. You listen to the whole fucking album. You know.
Usually,
It's kind of like, to me, it's like listening to a Zeppelin album.
Right.
I mean, everything is good. All the ingredients are in there. You know?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's cool. That's a good way to fucking look at it. You know, when we have bands like that, rather, those were the bands that we just put on an album and walk away. Now it's like, oh, you gonna change this? Can you change that?
Yeah, it's
Can you
like,
change this?
ugh.
Oh, come on, man, come on. Hey, when I do a radio show, and people say, oh, you didn't play this. Well, no, I didn't play that, but I did play that. And
Right,
it's a better
right.
song. It's a better freaking song. Okay, in my opinion, I'll play yours next week. Okay, but you want me to play the hits? That ain't gonna happen. Very few hits get on my show. You want me to play I'm not playing. That's what you want to listen to the hits. Go to terrestrial radio. Don't go to kgfrocks.com. If you want the B-sides,
There you go.
the stuff to make you think. That's the music that I like. Is the stuff the music that makes you think. Uriah Heep makes you think a little bit. Deep Purple makes you think, man. I mean, some of the stuff. Blue Oyster Cult. All of these bands from the 70s are pretty much gone. Okay, so get it while you can, because
It's sad.
The last time you picked up a Blue Oyster Cult. I mean, besides the hits, Godzilla. Besides that, Flaming Telepaths. You listen to that song, stuff like that. The joke's on you, man. If you don't listen to the B-sides of stuff, it's worthless. It's not even worth having.
I tell you what, one of my favorites is Black Blade and Shooting Shark. There you go.
Yeah, killer stuff there, and the drums in both of those songs kick ass. They really do. They really do kick ass.
Yeah, that's those songs are they're endless. They never die to me.
So I got to ask you, man, were you a Kiss lover?
Never.
I mean,
No,
never,
ever. No, I thought they were a joke. I was a Rush fanatic back then. That's what I'm going back to the progressive thing. I was into Yes and Rush and Styx. I forgot about Styx in their early, Equinox. And I zeroed in on that. And then when Kiss came, it was like, this is bubblegum shit. That's the way I thought.
Right.
No disrespect to people who like them. It's just it was me.
It wasn't your taste.
That's all.
It was just like
it wasn't my thing.
It wasn't my thing. I mean, I listened to some of their stuff. I went to see Kiss when they were at the KC Kite Flying Contest, and then I had the opportunity to see Kiss again at Kiel Auditorium.
Yeah,
and that was those were both good shows.
But here's the thing about what Kiss did, the simplicity of their stuff. It made it so accessible to people. Okay, like a kid sitting in his bedroom, like not even just show. The kid sitting in the bedroom listening to like Ace Frehley, be like, I can play that. But if you're listening to somebody else, Alex Lifeson or whatever, you're like,
right?
Oof, wow, fuck that.
Ooh.
So I think like
Steve Howe.
Right. I think bands influence in different ways. If you were like a Kiss lover or like an Aerosmith lover, you went to a different kind of rock where you were doing progressive stuff. So it's in progressive drumming is ridiculous. I mean, it's the signatures on some of it are just fucking outrageous, you know. I mean, my favorite drummer of all time is Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater.
Mike Portnoy,
yeah,
Dream Theater.
I seen him, and he's just like, I'm like, how the fuck does he do that?
I know.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't even attempt to. But then I'll hear somebody like I can't even think like okay, the dude from Aerosmith who sounds cool, but it's not really complex.
Joey Kramer.
Joey Kramer. I can play that. I would feel in my mind. So I think sometimes the simple music like Kiss did or whatever appeals to a lot of people too.
I know what you're saying. That simplicity is good too. Absolutely.
Right. It is good.
Yeah.
Right. But then again, as a guitar player, I like Ace Frehley, but my other favorite guitar player is Steve Vai and Zakk Wylde. So it's two opposite ends of the spectrum, you know.
Yeah.
And then you got to throw. I'm a big Buddy Guy lover, so a lot of things I was influenced by the blues, you know, which is a big difference from what you like. I mean, so it's just you put it all together, and holy shit, you got a band. You know,
there's such a vast variety of talent that. You know, when you're talking about guitar players, I was just listening to you, and I thought of Brian Setzer of the Stray Cats. I mean, awesome. He's incredible. You know, it's like you can keep going and going and going.
And and that's the thing about what it is in everybody's different styles, different ways to play the guitar. You know, like Brian Setzer brings that 50s rockabilly thing to it.
Oh, yeah.
People would be like, I never thought about that. I just... it's just so cool to listen to all forms of music, and I think with starting out with progressive music, the bands you were talking about are like the I don't want to say the grandfathers because that's such a horrible word to say, but the originators of the of that music. So who better to idolize than the originators?
Right? Yeah.
So do you? What kind of a kit do you jam on? Do you got
It's a Tama.
Tama?
I have it. It's a basic Tama Rockstar kit, but I bought it and then I had it customized. I added some things and just kind of made it my own.
Right.
So I'm pretty happy with it.
Do you double pedal or do you double bass or?
Oh yeah, I got a double pedal. I used to have double kicks, but not this point in time. It's too much crap to lug around, you know.
I watched this interview with Carmen. I never say his name right. Appice, whatever his name is, and he was talking about when he was in Vanilla Fudge that he heard John Bonham play, or John Bonham heard him play, and he influenced John Bonham in a way. So he had the double bass pedal, Carmen. So John Bonham heard that. He's like, "Oh, I like that sound," but John Bonham did the same thing with one pedal. Like he did it differently. And I'm like, so he influeed to the sound, but John didn't know how he was doing that, and he just friggin' made up his own. Which is to me, that's a musician, dude. That's awesome.
Creative drummer ever in such a small kit.
Sure,
he did things that were amazing.
Amazing. And another one that people talk about is Keith Moon. And I've heard a lot of his stuff, and I don't know if I think he is as good as a lot of people say he is. I mean, he's not bad. He's not bad. I'm not saying that.
My opinion, Keith Moon, extremely energetic, no doubt. Sure. But I think he was very sloppy.
Yes.
Pete Townsend actually had fights with him, which I read and heard. I don't know if it's true, but that they would get into arguments because of the timing signatures, because he was so sloppy.
Right.
That's what I heard. That's my opinion.
No, that could be true because they didn't even want him in like the recording booth when they were doing the vocals because he didn't have, they didn't have good timing and whatever. And that's true. And you could hear he was energetic, like you said, and that was so good for the rock scene. But if I had to say, I think Charlie Watts is a better drummer than like from that time period. People don't put him on a list, but he's actually a very good jazz style drummer.
He is. He
you
is.
know, he keeps the time like nobody, man.
Like you said earlier, the basic stuff, which he does, he just knows how to polish it and does it very well. Charlie Watts, yeah.
Right. Yeah, he does. And he the thing about I always liked about Charlie Watts is he has the same pose like when he plays. He doesn't move his head too much. He just sits there like
Yeah.
when's it's going to be over? You know.
Yeah. Okay, are we done yet?
Yeah, and it's no matter if he's playing a slow song or a faster Stone song, it's the same beat, the same face. It's like funny.
Yeah.
But he's not one of the energetic ones like John Bonham was pretty energetic he was a big man too. You know, he was not a skinny lad, you know, and he got up there and did it, man. He was.
Oh yeah.
He did. I mean, it was perfect. So here's the best question ever, and you probably can't answer this, and it probably shouldn't be answered.
Okay.
Neil Peart or John Bonham?
Oh.
Like I said,
I'd have to say Bonham.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
I'd have to say Bonham.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
Difference.
How can you do that to our guest, man?
I know, isn't it great?
That's a tough fucking question, dude.
But you know what?
Yeah,
It's kind of a good answer because Peart is very technical and amazingly good.
Right.
But Bonham was
dirty.
He was
dirty.
Innovative.
Yeah.
He was innovative. He was doing things that nobody ever did before. And you know, I think that's the difference.
Totally solid drummer. And he did drum patterns. I don't know. I'm sure other musicians or drummers would probably recognize. He never really did the same patterns. He interacted and did different things, which made him extremely unique. The way he did it, the way he laid his drum patterns down. Right. Neil Peart is nothing like that. Neil Peart is there's so many additions to his playing. His abilities, his rhythms. I mean, he's top notch. But it's hard to divide those two.
It is.
They're in a different. Both of them are in extremely different. You know. Planets.
Different category.
Totally different spectrum. Totally.
Very different?
Do you think that Rush?
Do
you think that Rush would possibly reunite again one last time?
I don't think he wants to do that no more.
I don't know. I think Peart's probably done.
Yeah,
I think he is. Isn't he going through some health issues?
He's got arthritis or carpal tunnel or something in his
wrist,
and he
pretty bad. Yeah.
And I think
speaking of age,
his wife passing.
Yeah.
But you know what? I bet you Neil Peart would say that. I'm almost positive that he would say that John Bonham is an influence to him too.
I think he would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he would be kind of stupid not to. I mean, because you know who another drummer is that are the drummers who's very underrated but very good is Stuart Copeland.
Oh, he's one of my favorite.
He's so great, but you don't hear about him that much. I mean, you listen to some of that early Police stuff before Sting thought he was a pop star, and it's really friggin' good.
What did you say before Sting thought he was a pop star?
Yeah.
I agree.
He totally ruined the band by getting famous.
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
I mean, they could have been such a huge success because they were on the top of the game, and he just wanted to get the paparazzi and the glitz. I guess I don't know.
He just
you talk about a drummer that sticks out. It's him.
It is definitely. The first time I heard the Police, it wasn't Andy Summers. It wasn't nothing Sting singing. It was that fucking beat that I heard.
Yep.
And it was like, who is that? And then and it changed my musical perspective and everything because I didn't realize that the time signatures and the things he were doing was I'd never heard before. Unless you listen to like Bernard Purdy or something, and it was like different scales. You know, I started off on the drums, but I couldn't do it, man.
He's the king of offbeat. You hear that,
Who's
people?
that? Yeah.
Stuart Copeland is the king of offbeat.
Yeah.
Oh,
he is.
Definitely. He is.
Yeah.
He's and like I said, he's so underrated that he could play in any band right now. You could put him in any band and he would fit right in.
And he would blend, right.
Without a second hesitation. Another drummer that I really dig and who really gets me going is Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know what it is with him, but he taps my toes every time. You know, it's like,
I'd rather sit and watch Alex Van Halen myself, but that's just me.
It's cool. I mean, it's different things, but people listen to people for some different things. I mean, I'll agree that like John Bonham's great. This guy's great. But then again, there's drummers that people will think are good. And then other people think, what the fuck, are you crazy? What's wrong with you? You know, and it's just
everybody's,
any instrument.
Go ahead.
You know, any instrument like that.
Yeah. Everybody's got their own little style and there's, you know, that's the cream of their crop, you know?
Yeah.
Well, they're still the best. I don't think there's any argument that the drummers that we discussed tonight are in the top 5 drummers of all time. Neil Peart,
right?
But then But then there's good drummers that nobody even knows about. Like there's a drummer from here from Buffalo, New York that I've met several times, Gary Malabar. Not many people know that name, but Gary Malabar was the drummer in Steve Miller for the 70s, you know, and now he's in the Bruce Springsteen band. So, I mean, people don't know about those things, you know, and then if you want to hear like drums, if you want to hear somebody that is, in my opinion, craziest person on the drums, that, you know, you got to listen to, oh my God, I just lost his name. Holy shit. He's a jazz drummer. Oh my God. Buddy Rich. Oh my God. Yeah. Buddy Rich. Crazy. I mean, watch videos of him. He's an insane man.
Yeah. I'm dumbfounded when I watch him.
Well, didn't Johnny Carson play the drums too? Didn't Johnny Carson play the drums with him one night? They did a duet.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Johnny Carson was a hell of a drummer too. And
he was.
You know, you look at it. You know, there's bands out there that we don't remember the name of the drummer. Okay,
right.
So you guys got. You know, I'll never get that buzz back though. I'll never get that buzz back that I got when I went to see Yes, and I was like, I guess it was about 4th row center, and I sat there in awe of these guys, and Alan White was just fucking phenomenal, and I'll never get that buzz back. Do you know what I'm talking about? That buzz that where you sit there and go, motherfuck, these guys are better in concert than they are on their album. These guys are just phenomenal live, and there's still bands out there that are like that. They're just getting harder to find.
Well, I tell you what, I just had that experience about 10 years ago. One of my favorite guitar players ever is Steve Vai, and I could never get to see him. It was like crazy that I never saw him. So about 10 years ago, my dad took me to see him. And it was cool. And he played this one song. My hair stood up on my arm, and I actually fucking cried. It was like he just moved my whole soul with the way he played the song. It was amazing. You know? And
is this Guido?
Yeah.
Speaking?
Yeah.
You said you saw Steve Vai. How long ago was that?
About 10 years ago it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where was that at?
It was in UB, the University of Buffalo Arena it was at.
Okay.
Concert venue in Buffalo. And it was just amazing. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, I told my dad, I got to go outside. I need some air. It was that good. I mean, it was that good. And for anybody, anybody who will do that, that's a fucking power, dude. That's a gift.
That is true.
I got the liberty to see him with Whitesnake.
Oh, yeah, I wish I saw him with Whitesnake. I've seen him. I lied. I seen him once before when I was younger with Dave Lee Roth, but I was really young and I wasn't really yet known about what music is, like how it works. So I got to see him later on, just him, and it was great.
Mm-hmm.
But then I saw him after that again with he was on the Play Zappa tour, and he came out and played Zappa for like 3-4 songs, and it was pretty
It's
fucking
incredible.
amazing. Yeah. And Terry Bozzio was on the drums. Come on, I mean, it's just one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's another drummer that people forget about. Terry, man.
Terry Bozzio, yeah.
He's sick.
Yeah.
He's insane. He's just.
Hey, one of my other favorite drummers, I cannot forget this, Tommy Aldridge.
Oh, fuck Tommy, man. Shirtless Tommy.
Tommy Aldridge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Many people don't realize Black Oak, Arkansas was his start.
Oh, my God. You talk about energy.
Yeah.
Jim Danny to the rescue. Jim Danny to the rescue.
Yeah, but then
Pat Travers, too. You guys are forgetting Pat Travers.
Pat Travers, definitely.
He played with.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he played with Ozzy, and he also played with White.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're right. He's up there. That one Whitesnake album he was on, "Slip of the Tongue," is some of the great. Really good shit on that one. Yeah,
Killer.
There's so many good drummers out there, but then there's so many shitty drummers. Some shit out there. Oh my God!
What do you think? Grohl.
Grohl is a good fucking drummer. Dave Grohl,
yeah.
Dave Grohl is a better drummer than a singer or guitar player, in my opinion. David Grohl, I never liked Nirvana, hated him, but every time I heard a Nirvana song, the drum beat always pulled me in. Pulled me in. And he's such a great. And his drummer Taylor Hawkins is a fucking amazing dude too. I mean,
I like Taylor. Yeah.
So much energy.
I love the energy.
Yeah.
I love the energy in a drummer. Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta have it, man.
Like we were saying, Charlie Watts, zero energy.
No energy at all. And he's as pale as they come, man. Yeah. And he's always one step behind Mick Jagger.
Right.
You ever notice that when they do a concert, he's following. Usually, the band follows the drummer, but in the Rolling Stones, the drummer follows Mick Jagger. Because Mick Jagger is so unpredictable on what he's going to do. And I was watching the autobiography of the Rolling Stones. What's it called? Hurricane. Let's see. Eye of the Hurricane. And it's a documentary.
Golly, I haven't heard that word in a while. Golly. Golly.
Gee whiz. But I was watching the Stones, and he actually came out and he said it right out loud. I have to stay one step behind Mick. And then, of course, there's Keith Richards, who's off to the side. But Charlie Watts would be always one step behind Mick Jagger. Always.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
It does. And on top of that, he said, and we would fuck up and nobody would know. Yeah, we would fuck up and nobody would know. He said that doesn't discount the fact that half of everybody in the audience was stoned. So that helps a lot too. So.
Just thinking of it, like when you said like the Beatles were influenced, that's another drummer that's underrated because nobody thinks of Ringo Starr as he's a Beatle, but he was a fucking good drummer.
Yeah, he was a good drummer. I mean, Ringo Starr he was okay. He just followed the band. I think that Ringo got I think Ringo Starr was in the right place at the right time with the right fucking name to become a Beatle. To become a Beatle.
That's very well said.
I really think that Ringo the band was good, but I don't think Ringo was that great. And he was talk about simplistic. I mean, it was the Mersey beat.
But that's the whole thing about the Beatles. Nobody in the Beatles were less than spectacular. They were all just good musicians that played easy beats, though. Easy.
Well,
things.
their songwriting collaborated was incredible. That's what made them.
All three of them were good songwriters. George Harrison
and their vocals, of course,
and their vocals. But I'm saying, as far as the music goes, they're not on the same level as Led Zeppelin.
To be honest, when they had complicated drums, stuff coming in and had to mix it, they always brought in a studio drummer.
Well, listen.
I didn't know that.
George
Yeah.
Harrison's best guitar song, "While My Guitar Gently Weeps," is not even him playing; it's Eric Clapton.
Right.
So it's like, I'm like, what? What do you mean that's not him?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's not him. No, it's not him. And the drums, Billy Preston played keyboards for a while. He was the fifth Beatle. We all know that. But they had a couple of drummers that would come in, especially on the White Album. There's a lot of stuff on the White Album that Ringo didn't even do. And I think there was a lot of pressure. And then when it got when it got to Abbey Road, they broke it down, and the on side 2, those are all short songs that never got finished. And
Well, they a lot of bands did that back then. Look at the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. There ain't one Beach Boy playing on that album.
no,
It's all studio musicians. All studio musicians.
yeah, there's not a
It-
single.
it's-
This is the first I've ever heard of this stuff.
Well, we're
I didn't know
educating
that.
this guy.
They only sing on it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all they do is sing on it. Matter of fact, the drummer
Wow.
the drummer on there is the guy from the Hit Power State. What is it? They were the people that played all in the 50s, the Hit Crew or something. He's a famous drummer. I just can't think of his name. But Hal Blaine, that's who the drummer was.
There you go.
But they were all studio musicians. Matter of fact, what would happen is during the recording of Pet Sounds, he would send the Beach Boys on tour, Brian Wilson, because he wasn't touring at that time, and he would record while they were on tour. And it was all studio musicians. The only thing that are Beach Boys on there is the voices.
Wow.
But he had this vision in his mind, what he wanted, and the boys weren't doing it. So he wanted really skilled people to play on this record. He wanted to be like the best ever, and he did it. And they let him do it, and of course, they made money off of it. So it's like
a shitload. They made a ton of money on that album.
right.
And that
It's their
album
last
is
hit
more
album.
that album is more popular today than it was when it was released.
Oh, well, here's the thing. The greatest tribute to Pet Sounds is that Paul McCartney said it's the best album ever made, and it inspired him to make Sgt. Pepper's.
It inspired him to make Sgt. Pepper. Pet Sounds,
Yeah.
folks.
Wow.
If you haven't heard the album, or it's been a while since you heard anything from the album, go bring it up. You can find it. It's out there.
But you got to
It's
listen
worth
to
a
it on
listen.
headphones so
Yeah.
you could hear every sound, the oboe,
What the you guys talking about the
Beach Boys.
the
Pet
Beach
Sounds.
Boys album?
Yeah.
Really?
If you get a chance to listen to it, it is an original,
Okay.
and it is something that's totally what you will never expect from the Beach Boys. It is an iconic
Wow,
album.
you guys are teaching me something.
Yeah, it is an iconic album, and it's
It is.
one of his pet projects. Brian Wilson's most pet project ever. And
Well, he
was
wanted it was
extremely.
supposed to be a solo album at first.
Yeah, it was supposed to be, but he invited his brother and a couple of the other guys to come over and assist with the vocals. And
And,
basically,
another thing about that album is Paul McCartney also said, now this is a tribute. He said the greatest song that he's ever heard in his life and the best song that was ever written was God Only Knows on that album. And that's like the greatest songwriter saying that he feels what his greatest favorite song is. That's such a cool testament, I mean, it's
as a matter of fact, didn't he just, when he did that, he had just got out of rehab when he did that album.
I think it's something like that, because that dude was a recluse by that time.
Yeah, he was pretty fucked up by the end of it all. But hey,
You want to laugh? Type in, go to YouTube and type in Brian Wilson interviews in the 70s and 80s, and you'll die laughing because he was so gone. I mean, and he wasn't on drugs.
He was out there, man. He was really psycho. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was a nut bar.
But he's a brilliant guy, and he
was a genius. He was a fucking genius.
Simple little poems about surfing that he wrote and made them into multi-million-dollar hits.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't even surfers. They just jumped on the bandwagon.
They
Yeah.
watched
That does not surprise me.
they watched an Annette Funicello movie was those movies those B movies were based on what the Beach Boys did for music,
Beach Boys, yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
why they are in the Hall of Fame. And
They rightly deserve to be. And like the Beach Boys
Yeah.
are, along with the Beatles too, if you really think about it, are both in the teetering of rock. Okay, because like if you think about rock, you don't normally think of the Beatles right off the bat, but you will say the Stones, Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin, whatever. So the Beach Boys are more in the pop side than rock. I'll agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
But the Beatles are right in the middle. Are they pop
Yeah.
rock? What are they? Sometimes
they?
they're pop. Sometimes
sometimes
they're
they're
rock.
psychedelic, sometimes they're rock, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they're AOR. Towards the end, they were AOR. And the thing about the Beatles is they started the music video with the movie
Yeah.
Hard Day's Night.
Sure, absolutely.
They
Yeah,
started
I agree with
that's where music videos actually started, was with the movie Hard Day's Night. If you've never seen A Hard Day's Night, on a scale of 1 to 5, it is a 5. Watch the movie.
That's
It's
just because you're a
hilarious.
huge Beatles fan.
No,
That's
it's
all.
just a funny fucking movie, man. It really is funny.
Hey, kids, we're getting a rock and roll education here.
Yeah, I got to tell you, man, it's a great movie. And Sergeant Pepper is Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the movie that all the imitators did. Was not.
Oh, that was a great ass movie, dude. That's
no,
one of
that
my
sucked.
the
It
one with
sucked.
the Bee Gees and Peter Frampton.
And that's why I know you're gay. Peter Frampton.
Love that movie. Love it.
Peter Frampton, the Bee Gees, and all these guys.
He had like the lion's mane of hair, dude. It was cool.
Yeah, the Bee Gees. Yeah, they look pretty tight,
Peter
man.
Frampton's got no hair. He had them golden locks.
Poor guy's bald in a cue ball, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, but no. See, here's the thing about that movie. It is kind of gayish. It is. But when I first in '78 when it came out, I was 4 years old, dude.
Yeah, you must have been.
So
You were what, 4?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I feel old.
So
yeah,
it was
well,
like,
we are.
cool for
Trust
me.
me.
Oh.
Jim, we're old.
Hey, I tell this story every week, so I won't go in deep. But my parents met after House Was the Holy concert they went to for Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
So
they got knocked up at a rock concert.
I was raised on rock though. My dad was a musician and a DJ his whole life. He DJ'd forever, and also he played guitar. So it was like music. We didn't have the Oak Ridge Boys playing our house. We were Black Sabbath.
No.
We were
No,
rocking, and we were rocking.
We had Sabbath in our house and Grand
Yeah.
Funk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my dad was playing them. So, I mean, I'm listening to Black Sabbath, and my dad's playing it, So from an early age, it was all good to me. Rock and roll was amazing to me, because
I grew
Hey,
up
can I interrupt and say something before I forget about age, Todd?
Go ahead.
Todd, we could just discuss age. Well, last night, I wanted to say this on the show. I had some friends come to the gig last night, and I haven't seen him in a while. And he goes, "How long are you going to keep doing this?" And I said, "Well, my body is, really hurting a lot, and I'm going to keep playing." And my wife goes, "He's going to play forever because I don't want him at home."
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You just keep rocking, dude. You just got to keep on keeping on. You're never
that's
too
the
old.
thing.
Oh, I am.
Why do you have to stop? I mean, there should be
Oh, no, I'm not stopping.
no
No.
reason to stop. And that's the thing about, if you're comfortable with what you got, do it, man. Shit, I would.
Yeah.
Still do it.
There's nothing like looking out in the audience and seeing the smile of a pretty girl standing out there watching you play your music. And you
People
look out
enjoying
there,
themselves,
having a good time,
Yeah.
and it's because of you. And that's the way I felt when I was actually doing weddings and stuff like that. And they would actually enjoy the show. And I said, "Wow!" And then the father of the bride would hand me two $100 bills, and I'd say, "Fuck yeah!"
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Because I did a good fucking job.
Oh man, I used to love it when I was like, club DJing. It's almost like being in a band. It's like you got hundreds of people out there dancing, and if you fuck up, everybody leaves the floor. You suck. Your
suck.
night is
Yeah.
horrible. But
it's a
it
long
was
night.
always cool when you keep that floor pumping. So I'm not saying being in a band and a DJ is the same. In a way, it is, and it's not. We're all entertainers.
Well, in a band, you fuck up, you keep going.
You keep going, right? But it isn't. Well, you can do that as a DJ too. There's times where I'm speaking, and I stumble upon words and whatever, and then I just make a joke out of it or do whatever,
right.
or just keep going.
There's nights though. There are nights though when you just stepped in quicksand. And nothing you do is right. The wrong song at the wrong fucking time. The wrong thing said with the mic on. I had left the mic on one night, and some guy come up and he asked for a song, and I said, "Dude, I just played that fucking song," and it went out over the fucking loudspeaker. And I said, "Where the fuck were you?" And all of a sudden, I looked around, and everybody's looking at me. And I looked down, and the fucking mic was on. I thought, "Motherfucker!" I turned the mic off. Oh, I was red. I was so embarrassed. Yeah, dude, I just played that fucking song. So yeah, that is something else. He was probably outside smoking a joint or something. God only knows where the hell he was. But you've had nights like that, haven't you, Jim? Where nothing went right?
What's that? What?
You had nights like that where nothing went right?
Well, I wouldn't say nothing, but there's certain elements that, things do happen. I mean, I've never had something that just was totally so bad. Right. Nothing that we couldn't pull out of and keep going,
Right.
Well, it's true. I mean, I've never had a complete disaster in either bands or things. But I tell you what, one day when I was a bar owner, I had these band play, and I went up to them and said, they played for about 20 minutes. I said, "Here's your full pay. Please go home." They were the most. I'm a musician, love music, whatever. And you know what? Anybody that gets up there, I give respect to, because that's a tough thing to get up in front of people.
Yeah.
But this was the worst fucking piece of shit I've ever heard in my life. I don't think they even ever played before. I think they were just fucking.
So what you're saying? What you're saying is they had no business up there doing what they were doing.
They weren't ready. They weren't ready for sure. Yeah.
It was bad. It was so bad. The sound, everything.
No concept.
No concept. And I think they were just trying to be whatever. And it was a favor. It was a friend of another band that I used to book. He's like, "Yeah, book this, my cousin's band, and then I'll play." I said, "Okay, cool." He didn't get to play there anymore either for that bullshit.
Yeah.
People were leaving and shit. People were leaving.
When I ran the bars and that, I always made sure the bands got paid. Have you ever run into a situation like that where, hey, we didn't make money or whatever?
Well, no, I'll tell you brought up something that's interesting. The only thing that's happened to us in the bands I've been in is that the bar owners, if there's not enough people there, which happens, I'm sure, to all you bands out there, that there is not enough people in there. So after, say, 2 sets, they tell you, you know what, just go ahead and stop and pack. And then they'll give you a portion of the money, which is fine. I mean, it's kind of depressing because you're playing in front of nobody.
Right, and you don't want to be a dick to the bar either because they're not making any money either. I mean,
exactly.
Well, hey, listen, the first time I saw White Noise,
right.
The first time I saw White Noise at the House of Rock, what were there, 8 of us in there? It was on a Wednesday night or a Thursday night.
And the weather was horrible.
When I saw you, we had an ice storm that night. I think I remember.
Yeah.
And you guys were all sitting at the table, and you and Tim Loki, and you were all sitting over there. And I listened to your first set, and I said, well, these guys really rock. They play the classics, man. These guys are really good. I like this, right? This is my genre. So I go over and I introduced myself. I was with Mayhem Rocks. And then after that, you guys got booked with Red for the Mayhem Rocks show. And that was awesome. That was awesome. I remember that.
That was killer.
Yeah, that was awesome. And it turned out to be all good, that one time. And
I know.
When that takes me back, man, because there was nobody in the bar that night. I mean, I was working that night.
And you know what pisses me off? these bar owners, they expect you to carry not only what you're presenting to everybody, your product, your equipment, your everything, and then they bitch at you because no one's there. It's like,
Well,
really?
you didn't advertise.
It's not our fault.
It's not our fault you don't keep a clean bathroom, because that'll fucking or you water down your drinks.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like I did the bar business, manage and own it and whatever. And the thing of it is people that don't have any concept about like the music business, and as a bar owner, it's a bad situation. Then there's the ones that know the music business, and then they take advantage of it. Blame it on the band.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
Right,
and you do expect as an owner of a bar or whatever for some of the band's followers to come. But let's face it, if you're a bar band and you're playing 7-8 bars in a month, not everybody is going to come see you every time.
Right.
You just can't do it. People got life.
No.
But
you don't want to burn people out, and I've always stuck to that.
Sure. And it's one of those love-hate relationships, because if you're packing a bar, they're loving you, but the minute you get a slow night, it's a hate thing now. It's like
isn't that the truth?
It is.
That is.
When it's slow, it's not the band's fault, folks.
And then they give you the evil eye. It's like, huh? Really?
Oh, I didn't bring enough of my friends for your audience in your bar, which you.
Right.
Yeah, well, you know what?
You could, you tell them straight up like this, guys. You tell them, say, look, you could bring the original Led Zeppelin in here with John Bonham, and you still couldn't fill your fucking bar, you asshole. I mean, come on,
right.
be serious.
They would probably leave because Bonham probably smells a little bit now. So
yeah. Could you imagine seeing the spirit of John Bonham behind the drum? His son. Yeah, his son doing it. Yeah. So anyway, hey, can you stick around for a little while longer, Jim?
Yeah, that's fine. You want to take a little break?
Because I'm going to take a little break here. We're going to play some Santana. And it's one of the songs that you do in your set. It's Open Invitation. Great tune. Yep. Great tune. We're going to go ahead and play that, take a little break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the Conjugal Visits on KGFRocks.com. Not really, man. But yeah, you are.
Priest tribute, yeah.
Wow,
oh,
man.
that's cool.
I can't believe you guys play that fucking song.
What
That's
song?
What song?
That fucking song I just played, Open Invitation.
Yeah.
That's a killer fucking song. That's some great guitar. So tell us again, man, in case folks are just joining us, give us the name of the guys in the band.
Okay, the band is Uncalled For. It's Mike Morey on lead and rhythm, Dave Bohannon on lead vocals and guitar, lead and rhythm, and Roy Ulrich on bass and vocal, and me on drums and vocal.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm acting like I know who that is. I have no clue who any of those guys are, but that's cool.
That's okay. It's the band, man. It's the band, man.
It's just us dudes.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. I got a question for both of you. Favorite rock movies?
Song remains the same.
Song remains the same. Go ahead, Guido.
You're gonna laugh. Purple Rain.
Purple. I'm not gonna laugh.
Okay.
Jim is. Jim's gonna laugh. Yeah.
No, I shouldn't. I never saw the movie, so I shouldn't say anything. I don't. He was talented. That guy was extremely talented.
Yeah, he's. I got two tattoos of musicians on my arm. One's his symbol, and the other one's Elvis Presley. Those are the two for me that are.
Wow.
So it's like I love rock and roll and everything, and I feel like without Elvis, it wouldn't happen. And then Prince came along and was like, in '84 when he started getting big, I was only 10 years old. So the music was so appealing. It was so awesome, and I just always was a fan. So those are the two guys for me that like really made music a passion for me.
I don't know.
Well, good.
I don't know if either of you have ever seen the the tribute to George Harrison, where Prince played guitar on "While My Guitar Gently Weeps."
Oh, it's so fucking awesome.
This guy here makes that fucking guitar sing.
Yeah.
Now, my favorite rock movie is actually Footloose. I mean, no, not Footloose, but
Yeah,
You're
you
funny.
no,
Freudian
actually,
slip.
my favorite rock movie is actually Let It Be. That's
What
my
is it?
favorite. Let It Be. The Beatles. Let It Be. My favorite.
Oh,
rock,
okay,
My
okay.
favorite rock movie is Let It Be. Even though they're all strung out,
Wow.
they're kind of strung out on heroin at the time and doing LSD. But
Mhm.
they were pretty fucked up. But the movie was great. It was an awesome movie, and it's one of my favorites. I'm gonna say it's in my top five. I mean, at least.
Well, that's cool.
At least, and the Rolling Stones, actually, when they did live at Woodstock, you know what?
They weren't at Woodstock.
No, not at
Alamo.
Woodstock, but
Yeah.
Altamont. That movie was pretty awesome there. And then another good rock movie is Woodstock. The movie Woodstock. I mean, it was a great movie. It was awesome.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
movie was also highlighted. Okay, here's a trivia for you. In the movie Omega Man, as he's going past the theater, what movie is up on the marquee? Woodstock. The
You
movie.
can't fucking ask a trivia question and then
It's
give
not a
the
trivia
answer right
question.
away.
It's a trivia answer. Okay, it's an answer.
Oh, all right.
Hey, another movie, Todd. The kids are all right.
The kids are all right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And yeah.
Actually, the one movie that I watched over and over because I was stoned was The Wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's a great
Seen it
one.
many times.
That's a
Yeah.
good one. That's a good one. Okay, and as far as movie soundtracks, what's your favorite movie soundtrack? Mine is
I don't know.
Rockstar. Rockstar has the
It's
greatest.
what?
Rockstar, the movie
Which?
Rockstar.
Oh, Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the movie itself, not the acting and all that, because that was crap. But the
The,
soundtrack was
the
awesome.
songs that they picked.
Yeah,
Right.
was awesome. The soundtrack was fucking great.
I think my favorite movie soundtrack, and it's because it covers a wide spectrum of music, is the Forrest Gump soundtrack. I mean, that thing's
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah,
80s.
I
and
have
for-
to agree with you there.
And-
It's
Yeah.
got a wide spectrum, it's cool. And
Yeah.
as you
Yeah,
listen
it
to
is.
it, you could like imagine Forrest in these years as it's going on. So it's kind of one of those soundtracks that's totally fit the fucking movie. You
It
know,
was
like,
totally
Yes,
genius.
yes.
It was totally genius when he did it.
Hendrix, Skinner,
Skinner.
Jackson
Yeah.
Brown.
Doobie
Yeah.
Brothers. Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
was just a great album, and it's. I remember buying it. It was like a 2-disc CD, so it was pretty expensive. But I had to have it because a lot of those
Yeah.
songs I didn't even have, and
Yeah.
it was cool to have.
You
them
get
all
songs off of
collection.
that, right? You get
Right.
songs off of that. Yeah, that's killer. That's a good soundtrack there.
Remember buying
Yeah, it is.
albums and shit, waiting in line to buy an album or something, and like I remember it was like Tuesdays or was
Concert
it Tuesday?
tickets.
Concert tickets.
Yeah, you had
Yeah,
to wait in line for concert tickets, man.
Oh, we're
Led
now
Zeppelin-
issuing handbands. What? No, fuck that handband bullshit.
Just wait.
Yeah.
First come, first serve. Come on, fuck all the dumb. Because the guys in front of you buy, the guys in front of you are buying 20, 30 tickets at a time, and I just want two. I just want two. Damn, you know what I'm
Just give
saying?
me
I
two,
need,
so I
I
can
need
get the hell
20
outta
in
here.
the fourth row. I need 20 over here in the fifth row, and give me
Right.
19 of these, and give me 20. Get the fuck out of here, asshole! I mean, I almost got a fight. I went to the Black Sabbath concert, and they had camping out. You had to camp out because it was still Ozzy Osbourne and shit. It was the Bloody Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath tour, and
You're kidding.
No, it was at
Where was this at? Kiel?
Kiel Auditorium, yeah, and we had to wait in line.
Oh.
We waited in line over at the Spectrum.
Oh
And
my God!
that was right before the Spectrum got closed down for selling fucking paraphernalia without, permission from the fucking state. And they were always
Those
getting
were the
shut down.
days.
Yeah, those were the days. And because they'd sell pipes and hookahs and just all kinds of crazy shit, right? And they'd say, "Oh, this is for tobacco use only." Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what it's for. Fuck off, you know.
Yeah.
So they sell
That's what I used
screens,
to
all that
tell my
shit.
old man, too.
You know, and so we were waiting in line and almost got in a fight with a guy in front of me. I need 10 tickets here and I need 10 over here and give me 10 up in the balcony. I said, "What are you going to scalp these motherfuckers? Get the fuck out. You don't have that many fucking friends. I know you don't. I really don't." And I said it out loud. And he turned around and gave me the dirty look. And I just said, "What?" I said, "Get your fucking tickets and let's go, asshole. You know, you just fucked it up for me. I can't get that fucking, you know," but I ended up getting 6th-row center. So that was pretty cool.
Cool.
Ozzy was awesome. Ozzy was awesome.
Who opened up, Todd? Do you remember?
The first band was called Bedlam, and then Hawkwind opened after that. It was 3 bands: Bedlam, Hawkwind, and then Black Sabbath. And Hawkwind.
I was in a band.
fucking
I was in a
blew
band
away.
called Bedlam.
Yeah, there's a band called.
Oh, was that you?
No. No, I wish it was. I was too young. That was probably
Right.
what 70. What?
74?
8?
70, yeah, 76.
Holy
I think.
shit!
Yeah.
Yeah,
In fact,
yeah.
It was a great song. That was a great album. Yeah.
I was.
Wow.
When you went to that concert, I was pooping in my diaper.
Ah,
You sure you weren't even thought of, right, or what?
Well, I was born in July of '74, so if
Okay.
yeah, I don't know what month it was, so I might not have been around yet.
yeah. 1973.
Oh, 73, I wasn't even around.
1973.
Hey, here's a little trivia for you, Todd.
What's that?
Do you know what famous keyboard player sat in on that album with on Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and played keys?
And played keys. Oh.
Yes.
Give me a minute.
Come on now.
I can't. I got nothing.
It was the dude from.
Wait a minute.
Bill
Wait a minute.
Ward.
No. I could be mistaken. I don't know if it was Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath,
Rick
or
Wakeman.
the album Flout. Yes, Rick Wakeman.
Rick Wakeman.
You are
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, that's okay. I cheated. I was on fucking Wikipedia, man.
You-
Sorry, I
you-
cannot
Rick
tell a
Wakeman.
lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Rick Wakeman.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, those those guys were all friends back then. And actually, John Bonham and Tony Iommi from Led Zeppelin
Sabbath,
or
yeah.
from Black Sabbath were good friends. Tony was his best man in his wedding. So
Oh,
they were,
cool.
yeah, so they were all really good friends, and like all those English musicians back then. And I think that's kind of cool because you were both really battling each other. You know, Zeppelin and
Yeah.
Sabbath were always battling each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
they did too.
Yeah,
They
to
knew
be friends,
each
yeah.
other were in comp. Yeah.
Sure, and they were all friends, so that's kind of freaking cool.
Mhm.
There's definitely different. Like I think Sabbath really started the heavy metal genre. People will say it
I
was,
know they did.
people say give it to Led Zeppelin, but no, Led Zeppelin was really hard rock, and they were. Sabbath
And they were
was
bluesy
metal.
too, though.
Right,
they were
right.
more
They were
bluesy.
Yeah, sure, and
the
they're
fuzz-
amazing. Nothing away from them, but Sabbath was the first metal sound.
Yeah,
Absolutely, hands
Yeah.
down.
hands down,
Yeah,
no question about it.
yeah.
That fuzz bass, that fuzz guitar,
Right.
that wah wah, that driving beat. Because when I
Yeah.
walked out of that Black Sabbath show, I was actually vibrating.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the window pane that I took, while Hawkwind was on stage, and we were smoking joints, but we took hash oil. We had some hash oil, and we dipped like
Holy
five of the joints in the hash oil, and we had 5 or 6 that didn't have hash oil on them. So we took them to the concert, and we're pulling them out of the bag, and they're all sticking together, and we're smoking these doobies, and people around us go, "Hey, give me it." So we're passing around. Well, by the time Black Sabbath got on, I was tripping so hard that me and my buddy that I was with, and there's Ozzy Osbourne standing up there in all white. I mean, literally
Wow.
all white, and he had the furrows on his arms and shit, and he raised his arms like this, and I swear to God, he looked like Satan, man. And because they hit him with a red light, and I'm going, holy fuck, man, I'm tripping. And there were colors coming out of the speakers and shit.
General gathered in them. Yeah,
Yeah, he just
here's
hard.
Before I forget, okay, I want to say something, and I'm going to be pissed off about this.
Okay.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees came out. Now, Judas Priest is in there. Oh, wait, Judas Priest is in there, which they should be.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
But fucking Bon Jovi's in there. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
The Cars are in there too. They deserve it.
Oh yeah, did the Cars do? Jay Giles is in there. He deserves it. But
Yeah.
Bon Jovi. What did Bon Jovi do for music?
Bon fucking Jovi. Yeah,
Well, whatever.
His first album was the only rock album he ever fucking did, and the only rock album he ever did was the very first fucking album they did. That was it.
Yeah.
After that, it went to pop, it went to bubblegum, and then it went to fucking country. And you know what?
It's called money.
It's called money. It's selling out.
No
That's
doubt
a sellout.
about it. So tons and tons and tons and tons of records.
Tons of money.
But I think Judas Priest was more influential than Bon Jovi on musicians
Absolutely.
and whatever.
I don't think I know.
Yeah,
Right,
I know for a
right.
fact that heavy metal would not have survived to the Metallica era if it wasn't for Judas Priest. Metal would have died if not for Judas Priest. No
I
question.
grew up with Priest.
Metal
I
would
agree
have
with
died
you.
if not
I
for
agree
them.
and disagree with you because between Priest and Metallica was this little band called Iron Maiden. So
Yeah, well,
Well-
them too. But I think Judas Priest was more the catalyst to sending
They
metal
were.
over the
They were
top.
before, a little bit before Maiden.
Yeah.
they were a little bit from absolutely. They were definitely the keepers of the Black
Yeah.
Sabbath flame going. They definitely were, and I have nothing but respect for Judas Priest and really think they deserve to be in. But if they don't get in and Bon Jovi gets in, I'm really going to be pissed this time. Because
We're going to step away from the
bullshit.
Hall of Fame. I think we ought to make our own Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, to be honest.
Me too. I'll be involved with that. Yeah.
The real Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well,
Right,
we have
There you go.
we bring in members and we have them vote. Say, hey, this is your
Yeah.
chance. We're only choosing select few people to come in and be a part of this, and we'd have our own.
I'm sure Rob Boyer would love to be involved in that,
Absolutely,
right?
he would. Hell yeah, he would. That might be an idea. Our rock.
Yeah.
We had in the beginning we had a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work, but
it was a lot of work. Yeah.
You know, you did a lot of work on that, and that was hard work and too much like work. So, but we could do it again, but do it once a year.
Actually, we can do it anytime you want because I got the page all saved. But what we were doing was we were doing it like crazy. We were doing it like once a week or once a month or. Yeah,
Can I intervene real quick as we're talking about, you know, Guido, you mentioned Maiden, and then we were talking about Priest, and then we're talking about Sabbath. My input on Judas Priest, I bought Sabbath's album actually when I was 7 or 8 years old, and I'm not shitting. I was grabbed right there. But Priest, they came out, they turned it up a couple notches. They were the first with that dual guitar attack, and they turned it up, like I said, a couple notches, you know, with the metal. And I was always followed Priest. And then Maiden came, to me, is like, okay, it's kind of repetitious, but Priest always stuck with me, that's all. You know,
well,
they're creative in their albums. All their songs, if you listen to their songs, none of them sound the same.
No, they don't. And the greatest thing, what I think that Judas Priest gave to the world was the scream, the wail that Rob Halford did.
Yep.
Know, and I'm just gonna go on record and saying, before we knew he was gay, he looked gay. Now we know he's gay, and he looks pretty badass. What the hell?
I never cared. I don't care.
I don't care
you
either.
know?
I just think it's funny. But he also inspired.
Who are we talking about?
Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know he was gay until recently. I didn't know he was gay. Yeah, I didn't know he was gay. I had no clue.
I don't give a flying fuck. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because he's powerful vocalist. He's still great. It doesn't matter. His contribution to music. I don't give a shit what you do in your personal life. Just like know, you go to get food at the restaurant. You don't know if your waiter's gay. It doesn't matter. Everybody's doing their job. Who cares?
Yeah.
Now the thing with my foray into metal is, like I said, I'm a little bit younger, so I listened to all them bands. But the band that got me into metal a lot was a band that came out in the 80s.
Maiden.
No, well, it wasn't Maiden. Maiden was there, but it was more Megadeth, the band Megadeth.
Oh yeah.
And they really.
Yes, they did.
They just grabbed me. Like it was like their lyrical content was amazing. Like the things they were saying were things I'm like, oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I identify that. This and that, and it was different for me. It was the first time I heard a message rock.
Yes, very structural writing and politics, and very smart. Actually, Dave Mustaine is very intelligent.
Beyond that, nobody
in his writing.
It's very, and then I got into them. So then I thought, oh, he was in Metallica. Let me start listening to them, and then Metallica, and then I just backwards. Like I listened to Metallica. Oh, they're doing King Diamond. Let me hear King Diamond. So I kind of
Diamond. Yeah,
I kind of got my metal knowledge backwards. I started from Megadeth and then listened to what they influenced.
Went backwards. There you go. Yep.
Yeah. So it's different. Like you came forward with it, like you grew up with like the Judas Priest, whatever. Where I did it, but I did because in the '80s they were still popular too. But it was a different Judas Priest.
Yeah.
And when Turbo Lover was like, okay, you're not Bon Jovi.
Ew.
Ew. And it
that was not good.
No, because they were so famous at that time that they thought they could do no wrong. Well, they proved themselves wrong because that was bad, but they bounced back from that and kept rocking, and they're still out there. So they deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They
absolutely.
And
I opened up for them in 2002.
Really?
At the pageant.
That's awesome. Oh,
yeah, it was. It was awesome. It was Tim Ripper Owens who was the singer at the time, awesome. But it was. I can't. The words is. I can't. It was so cool. I met him and everything, and
so was KK Down and Glenn Tipton there? Or was it they both still in the band? Okay, that's cool.
Yep. It was KK. All original. Well, Scott Travis on drums. It wasn't.
Scott Travis is awesome.
That's another drummer.
Yeah, Scott Travis.
He's
right on the same level as Glenn Sobel for me from Alice Cooper. They're those underrated drummers that nobody really talks about or knows about.
No.
No. If you could jump into Judas Priest like that and just bam it out, man.
Oh.
That's it.
Yeah, he's a double pedal king.
Right.
Scott Travis. He is. Yeah, he was in a band. Yeah, he was in a. It just slipped my mind. He was in a band before Priest. I can't remember the name, but
yeah, I remember. Shit, I can't think of it now.
They were in L.A. and they were like a thrash.
Yeah.
They were pretty popular back then.
They were, and then he just left.
Halford grabbed them, and they formed Fight.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right.
They formed Fight, and Scott Travis was on the kit.
Scott Travis. Now I remember. He was in Racer X with Paul
That's
Gilbert.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Racer X.
The Scream with John Corabi and a couple other bands. He also played with. I think we're almost out of time, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We are so out of time. What a great conversation, Jimmy. I got to tell you, man, that was a whole lot of fun. We want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. We are out of time, but you ate up an hour and a half.
Todd.
You ate up an hour and a half of our time tonight, and stay with us.
I didn't do all the talking, damn it.
Yeah, don't hang up yet, and we're gonna say adios, okay? And you've been listening.
Thank you, Todd.
Oh no, thank you very much. Don't hang up yet.
And Guido.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're so glad you could come on the show, and good luck to you with Uncalled For, and just keep busy, man. You just got it defies age when you keep busy. That's for sure. And we do
I
appreciate you
thank you,
coming on the
sir.
show.
I
Stay tuned
appreciate it.
tune in to kgfrocks.com on Monday at night, and this Monday Guido's doing his show at noon, and also you want to check out Rob Boyer on Monday night, and then Tuesday you've got the hot lunch, right? Yeah, hot lunch,
Yeah,
and Wednesday we've got Joe and Paulo, and also what's his name there, Wild Bill Hill, and Thursday night is my show, and Thursday night is the chemical reaction show with myself, and then Friday is Diamond again Friday night, and also our friend Wild Bill Hill during the day, and Saturdays we replay the Joe and Paulo show, and that's the Kiss show. Don't miss that.
Right.
And it's a replay, and then Sunday afternoon we do the conjugal visits, and you never know what's going to be up there. So check it out.
No.
All the shows on kgfrocks.com. And don't forget to join us next week right here on the Conjugal Visits. Thanks a lot, folks. Say goodnight, Guido.
Good night, Guido.
Okay. Say goodnight, Jimmy.
Good night, Jimmy.
Good night. This is Free Ride saying, see ya.
It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.